at 5.
The Trump administration is considering a new rule that would deny green cards for immigrants who use public assistance like Medicaid, housing vouchers, food stamps. Here to talk about this is Travis County GOP Communications Director Andy Hogue and immigration attorney Pooja Sethi. Pooja, President Trump has signaled that he will restrict green cards to those who need public assistance. I mean, how does something like this help or hurt his reelection, do you think?
I think this really hurts his reelection. There's so many people who are in this country, tech workers included, who are here on work visas and temporary visas, who, you know, they have children who are citizens in this country who may need some of the services that would deny them getting a green card. And for the average worker or the visitor who's here and they have children who could potentially be sick, or a child who's born with developmental disabilities, they could end up wanting to leave the country because they're not getting access to certain services. And this is a very un-American policy. I mean, you're literally denying citizen children who have the need for food, nutrition, health care. You're denying them services that could potentially affect their development, and it could affect, you know, their life and their well-being.
Andy Hogue, yes. What about that as far as Trump's base and his reelection process? What's this going to do?
Well, I think turning off the magnet is a great idea. I mean, it's politically feasible. That's why people elected Donald Trump in the first place. And secondly, turning off the magnet for these social services, that would discourage illegal immigration. So I think across the board, it's a winner of a plan. I mean, look, I've heard statistics as high as $300 billion for social services for illegal immigrants. And that's a lot for our country to be paying for people that, frankly, ought to stick it out in their own country and help better their own circumstances. But in the meantime, I think maybe we should consider what is being cut. You know, let's reconsider food stamps. I think everybody needs to eat, so maybe that's the last thing we should cut. But in terms of reviewing whether or not we just give everybody a free ride, yeah, that's very politically feasible for Mr. Trump.
Pooja, who's going to get hurt by this?
People in this country are going to get hurt by it. It's not just the undocumented. In fact, the undocumented isn't even mentioned in the policy. It's about legal immigrants who are here who are not going to have access to green cards. I mean, I'm an immigration attorney. I'm also a mother. And as a mom who has friends and who has clients who have children who are ill, you are going to have people who are not going to be able to afford food for these children, or proper health care, or services, or speech services, or housing. And this is just another step into seeing, you know, racist policies created to kind of curtail immigration, but it's really it's gonna hurt the entire American economy. It's gonna hurt us as Americans, and it's gonna be something that is gonna vastly be very detrimental to all of us.
Andy Hogue, should conservatives be worried about how this is going to be perceived among Hispanics voters?
Absolutely not. I think Hispanics tend to vote Republican the second and third generation. Established Hispanic families aren't always recent immigrants, and I also think that it's something that crosses party lines. We're looking at common sense, a fair policy that you know, makes you want to apply for citizenship, so why not?
Okay. All right, well, it's a rule the president is considering. Pooja, Andy, thank you very much for coming by.
You bet.
Thank you.